I remember they wanted it torn down after it was originally temporary.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order for the Angola Common Council on Monday, March 3rd. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Coffey.
Present.
Councilmember Olson.
Here.
Councilmember Starkey. Councilmember Dow.
Here.
Councilmember McDermott.
Request approval of February 10th, 17th, and 24th minutes. They are attached.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, minutes of the January 6th Board of Works and Safety meeting is presented for your information. Unfinished business, ordinance number 1771, 2025, additional appropriations ordinance for the city of Angola, Indiana, local road and bridge matching grant fund. Second reading.
Move that we approve this. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Consideration and action on bids for the Waukegan Infrastructure Improvement Project, Divisions 1 through 4. The bids we opened on February 24th special meeting. To bring you up to date on Division 1 and 2, which is the water and sewer to the state park, which is the state's project. As you know, the bids came in a little higher than what the engineer projected. The state is in discussions to how to handle those right now. No decision has been made that I'm aware of. Is that
Correct.
true? No decision has been made. So we do not want to act on Division 1 or 2. Division 3 and 4, we're open. There are projects. They were close to what the engineer estimated. And like I said, they are projects that we will pay for. But the funding is dependent on Division 1 and 2. The city administration is requesting the council use the standard language on accepting the bids for Division 3 and 4 only, with the provision that it is subject to funding of Divisions 1 or 2. And we would prefer to be listed that way. Amanda, is there anything you would like to add before?
No, just that the no action on 1 and 2 are because we're looking at a variety of options. Some of those are accepting the bid as is. Some of those are modifications, rebidding, changing contracts. There's just a variety of options that we're exploring right now.
Mr. Mayor, do we want to make it contingent on either of those or contingent upon the promise of the 0% interest? Don't we want to make it contingent on that?
Well, the funding comes through Division 1 and 2. It has the interest-free money in it.
Okay.
So if you make it contingent on proceeding with funding for Division 1 or 2, and either one, I think you're safe. But you could probably accomplish both. Technically, it comes through the funding for Division 1 and 2.
And they'll still give us that 1 or 0%
Yes.
bond if we only have one, or if they only do water instead of
I
sewer.
would assume that they would
Sewer
honor.
instead of water.
I would assume that they would honor that, yes. And we have not got the bond ordinances on the agenda this evening because we are waiting to see what the state wants to do with Division 1 and 2.
Do you have any thoughts on when they're going to make a decision?
I reached out to them today. One of the options is changing the whole structure of this contract. They hope to have some information back by midweek on that.
I'm confused with the structure of the contract and how it's the wording or the actual building of the pipeline.
How it is bid and if it is bid. There are ways to do contracts where it is not bid in an open bid to the lowest bidder. So they're exploring.
If we find the lowest bidder, and it means it's higher.
I guess the question is, all contingencies aside, can this whole thing flop?
It could.
I
I don't think it will.
sewer, no. They're desperate on the sewer side of the equation. Water, not so much, but the sewer side, they are desperate. They need to get the sewer, and that's why I put the word "or" in there.
Okay.
Division 1 or 2.
Let me try this bit. I move we award the Divisions 3 and 4 to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder contingent on the state approval of bids for Division 1 or 2.
Contingent on appropriate funding.
Appropriate funding.
Yeah.
So we have
May
language that
rebid
we
everything.
discussed.
Yeah, 2. That's my bid. That's my motion.
You try it. You try it. You try it.
Are you happy with that?
Cooperate. That's my motion.
As long as it's contingent on the
On the
funding.
funding, that's all that I.
Yes.
I want the word funding in there.
Yep.
I adjust my motion to see funding.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second,
We have a second. Any discussion?
the differences in especially Division 3 are substantial, Amanda. Is there some difference in what they're saying they're going to do? Between this,
Division 3, we actually don't think it's a high bid in looking at it.
The
But I
bid is
mean,
too high.
We do not think it's a high bid. 600 and some.
That's what I'm saying though. Is there something different in this Weller $1 million or do they just want?
We've done a lot of work with Parrish, and they've done a lot of these lift stations, so it's kind of turnkey for them.
They're bidding on the same thing. That's what I want.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, sorry.
Nothing else.
Okay, we'll call for the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Any other unfinished business? Presentation by Jason Meyer, Director of Business Partnership and Strategic Innovation for Easter Seals, Northeast Indiana.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Permission to approach to hand out some handouts. I'll talk on handing these out. So, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. So this is some information. I just figured it was easier to walk through with everyone than to just listen to me ramble for a few. So I'll try and be brief, but wanted to hand out some information. So I'm Jason Meyer, as Mayor Martin said, with Easter Seals, Northeast Indiana. So the handout I put in front of you kind of shows as of January where we were currently and now the new Easter Seals, Northeast Indiana. So many of you probably recognize Easter Seals Rise on there. Great community member we have been for many, many years. I came from Easter Seals Passages. I joined the Easter Seals Network in 2021. Easter Seals Rise joined the network in 2020. And then Easter Seals Arc Northeast Indiana has been around for many, many years. It's actually our 70th anniversary. But in January, we decided to all become one because we had 3 different brands running around. That older brochure I was passing around has all our logos on the back, and you can see them here in front of us. What we have decided to do is put all those names together into Easter Seals Northeast Indiana for, if you look on that page, clarity, unity, and then strength of size. So we all have been around for many years here in Angola. We've had a presence, as you know, we used to be on Woolard, now we're on Wayne, out by the EDC building. We did significantly lower our amount of space out there, if you remember what it was at Woolard for what it is here at the Wayne Street location. But the programs and services are still alive and strong. So we are doing a lot more in the community now. So the Woolard building when we left was probably about half empty, maybe even more so. And now that space across from the EDC, we have an area in the back there. We have a e-gaming lab, which is very cool, in the front. So I'm going to ask for permission one more time to share some of these photos. This first one is in black and white. That's what we did at Shrines. We have 25 of our e-gamers going over to Shrine throughout the week in their new lecture hall that was just renovated and open. We were over at the gym before they moved to their new location, but that kind of shows our e-gaming team. Aubrey there in your handout, and she's on the e-gaming team. She's actually dancing with Isaac Lee, Dancing with the Arc Stars. So thank you all for your support this year. And that includes a table at our Easter Seals Northeast Indiana Dancing with the Arc Stars if you'd like to see Isaac dancing with Aubrey. Aubrey is by far the better dancer from what I hear. So and he would attest to that. So but those photos kind of show you we have a small e-gaming room over at the South Wayne Street location. If you haven't been there, we're more than happy to give you a tour. But then we also utilize that lecture hall. And when we had the open house in September over there, it was really cool to watch our esports teams game with the Trine esports team, and they were talking on the various channels and everything. And I'm dating myself because I don't really speak gaming lingo, but it was super cool to watch and see. So we have that going on with Trine. We also have started a pre-manufacturing partnership with Trine. And that really works with local manufacturers on preparing people for the workforce. So our primary service area is serving adults and youth with intellectual and developmental disabilities. But that's one of the features we offer as well as a e-gaming trailer. So some of our upcoming stuff that we are doing Mayor's Prayers basketball game, April 17th. So that's going to be at Trine at 5 o'clock.
Callie's playing, we just haven't told her yet.
And then we are also doing the Dancing with the Arc Stars on April 24th at the Grand Lane Center. So programs and services are going very strong. Staffing is always a challenge for direct support staff, but with our merger with Easter Seals Arc, now Easter Seals Northeast Indiana, I use that just because when we moved in 2020, we've been able to increase our pay to $17, $18 an hour, $19 on the weekends, and $21 an hour if we have a direct support professional travel position. So that has been a huge advantage, the employment piece, as well as the manufacturing, the esports. So I threw a lot at you real quick, but happy to answer any questions. I was just trying to be respectful of everyone's time.
I think you guys have done a great job with all your activities and programs throughout the city and the county. You're great.
Thanks.
The only question I have is Dancing with the Arc Stars. I did not see Mr. Martin.
In 2026. if you're interested.
Throwing that name out.
If Isaac can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, you may be on the basketball court, right?
I did by the time I hurt my back. So.
Councilmember Coffey's gonna be doing the play-by-play.
I have, if it's the 17th, I have a previous engagement.
Oh. We have to change the date.
I was there last year. I enjoyed being there. I played a couple of matches there.
No, we really appreciate it.
rolls and do by the play-by-play.
No, thank you all again for your support.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Appreciate you coming in.
Yep.
Request approval of change order number 2, Angola wastewater treatment biosolids improvement project. The decrease amount of $5,576.98. Tom, what do you got for us?
Tom Filburn, Jones and Enter Engineers. I'm just going to give you a quick update.
That was a typo. It's actually an increase of 5,000.
I wonder.
Sorry.
The rest of the documentation didn't actually. Okay.
That was a good discount we were in there.
That's an $11,000 swing.
Yeah. Our first change order was for $20,000 credit recall, so
So you're taking part of that back?
about 5,000, yes. There's 2 items. One is I was going to give you a little update first. The building is coming along pretty well. The roof and the 3 walls are closed in. The north wall is just mostly great big overhead doors anyway, so there's not much wall left to fill in there. Looks like about another 6 weeks and we should be pretty close to completion. It's about tax day, I think, something like that. And then our final billing will probably be 1st of May. So make very good progress, I think. There are 2 items on this change order. Number 1 is placing stone on the, placing stone on the south wall of the building. This is a 75-foot wall. It's about 5 foot from the fence. And rather than just put in regular backfill that is specified and growing a lot of weeds, we propose to put some stone in there to make it easier to maintain. And that stone, the cost is $1,577. Item number 2, extension of an existing concrete wall. Now, when we did the removals, there was a little corner that the guys used with their backhoe to finish cleaning up dried sludge. And we took that corner away when we did the excavation so we could get the building there. And there's about a 3-foot gap there now that we could either just fill up with sludge, or we can extend the existing wall back to the new building, and then they'll have their little corner again, and they can do a good job of cleaning up the sludge. So that wall,
Can I ask you, who's they? You say they can,
The wastewater plant,
at the wastewater plant,
and what's your thoughts about what,
we came up with it.
okay,
and the extension is $3,999 for some reason. So the total increase, not a decrease, is $5,576.98. And we're requesting this board to approve those changes.
Move to approve.
Second,
Motion is second, any discussion?
as a person that lives there, I would like to see it look nice, so I hope we vote in favor of the lives in that area.
I'm sure Jeff would love to have you come out and visit and take a look at it. I was out there today.
I didn't want to be in the way. I thought about going over and I didn't want to be in the way.
Why did we hang the transformer from the ceiling?
Well, just to get it up out of the way, really. Usually it's not quite that high. I don't know why they put it clear up there in the ceiling. Usually just up on the wall, 10 feet or so.
It's right up.
It's way up there.
Yeah, it's right up the ceiling.
It'll work up there though.
Sure will. Ready for the question? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Reports. Ryan, you got anything for us this evening?
Nothing for me.
Ted, you got anything for us?
No, sir.
Jeff?
No, sir.
Tom?
No.
Sue? Chief?
No, sir.
Amanda? Ally?
No.
Okay. Request approval of allowance of accounts payable voucher 72,983 through 73,227, totaling $754,555.47.
Move to approve.
second?
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Officer Hemming, anything you'd like to say to us this evening? It's nice to see you here
Good to see you, Mayor.
in the gallery. Thanks for being here. Any other new business? Hearing none. The next council meeting will be Monday, March 17th.
Get a week off.
Yes, we're not gonna have any special meetings this month, I hope. Unless Amanda calls and says, hey.
Ready to move ahead?
I hope not.